Welcome. I'm glad you are here. That means you are looking for knowledge, and that's exactly what you're going to learn. For the next 10 minutes, you see the wave principle in action. I recommend you to silence your phone, remove any distractions, and pay attention to the next video, because what you're about to see can change the way you view any market forever. Let's begin.
Of movements and watch where the price came back, 618. After you move three times, you can say this is A, this is B, this is C. After that. And that's why I say don't count it. Don't start by counting everything. You're going to get lost. Just look at the patterns. Just draw these trend lines. Do the exercise. Go to your charts. Put trend lines in the bottoms when it's going up. Put trend lines on the tops when it's going down. That's it. That's it. If we invert this, we're going to look the same. When you have these figures, you want to see what happened inside, because when you are in monthly, you only know it's like three movements. It's like A, B, C, and you cannot see anything else. So you want to see in close action what happened there. I go back, I squeeze, and check it out. Something that apparently is really, really difficult to understand. Let me go inside of here so we can study the break above. We know this is our impulse. So we mark Fibonacci from it to the last significant impulse. We use the wick and put it up here. Where did the price come back to? It touched 786, touch it, and go back. So I expect this to be my first significant impulse, and I put it here. And when did the price come back is to the 618 of this impulse, if I consider this as an impulse. Can you see that there's another 618 here? But also I can use these two and expand it. And this is how I use Fibonacci clusters. You just put Fibonacci in different proportion of impulses. But also you can do the corrections. So here you get, you need to understand what is this. It's one of the patterns that I didn't get taught in any class that I purchased. If you mark the trend lines here, you can see very clear that this is a leading diagonal, a really strange one, because this one looks like it's not very diagonal, but you know that 5 did broke up, then happened the first wave 2 corrective movement. You can see that here is A, B, and C. So what you do is mark the trend line, so you paint the N. Remember when I said let's search for these two letters? Let me put them here really big. So you have that the first wave is a leading diagonal, and then you get ABC as wave 2. So you expect that the next movement is longer than this. So what do you do is, okay, this is my first wave A. I need to see where it's gonna go back. So I use my Fibonacci tool here, and you can see that the 382 and the 05 trap the price in it. The price was trapped between these two Fibonacci. It couldn't move any forward. And you already were tracing your trend line here. You know this broke this. If you see a 2 bounce at what level of Fibonacci, move your trend line there. And look what happens. Before this drop, you can see that the price was already falling slowly with this trend line. So this other trend line here can show you the time when the price gets contracted. It doesn't know where to go. If it's going to break up, or is it going to break down? And in this case, it broke down. And when it breaks down, you go closer, and you can see here another corrective pattern. a smaller one. So this is what I wanted to talk about today, structures. Don't count it. Just look at the figure. If counting makes you see it later, put them. But the less you have in your chart, the better. So what I do is just delete this. Now this is a leading diagonal, so I put it here. Leading diagonal at A or 1. And I know that the next is going to, what happens if I use the top of the leading diagonal here and put another Fibonacci 2, check what happens. 618 double bounce, and that's my goal entrance. You see a leading diagonal with a zigzag here, because it returned to 618, you know that this is a zigzag, this is the letter C. Let me put it here in big. We are searching for N's and we're searching for Z's. So how do we trade this? Because I don't want to get in here. Maybe you can. If I use this is my first leg down, so I know it's going to go back 618 or 786, and it did. Wicked on 786, even on daily, it's only 7% miscalculation. So imagine all the profits that you could have taken from this. It's a lot of downside. But you already know that your first leg is a leading diagonal, so you are placing these figures. You put it here in the first step, the first movement, the first pattern is a leading diagonal, so it's a wave. It's a or one. I'm gonna get a second wave here, and I know that it's zigzag. I can even use my proportion of B to see where the price is coming back. You see it, double bounce at that zone. But you can also see other places that it marks. The price here is a decision taker. If it goes up, goes up. If it goes down, it goes down. Now that you know this, you may well enter here with a stop loss at 0 or a little farther than 618. And what's going to be your target? Your target is going to be extension. Your target will be the 272. Your other target will be the 618 extension. And check what happens next. It touches your take profit and comes back. Amazing. But you can know that that is the last movement, because when you see this outside, and let me delete everything because now it looks cluttered. But you already know what figures do you see here. It's like leading diagonal 1, zigzag 2, and a flat number 2, the end, the Z's, and you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You put down your parallel channel from here to the tops and to the bottom of 1 there, and you can see that C came back here. You know that it has too much confluence here happening right now, so that certainly is one of the best ways to know the end of the end of the movements. Can you see the combinations of that, what happened right there? And it's very precise. So after we have these 5 movements down, we know that price is going to get back again. So it has at least one movement up, and then it goes on 1, 2, 3. It has one movement up, and then it has 1, 2, 3. So this is a corrective pattern, and I know that this is going to go up. I get in here in 618. How many times it bounced in there? It has like 1 and 2 and 3, and the first time it has a double one. So this is a speedy movement that's coming right now. So what happens is next is we get a rally.
But it wasn't like that when I just started. And to be honest, I lost a lot of money because I didn't know what was happening. This is my story of trading. When I started, I wanted to invest in Bitcoin, so I purchased here in this stop. Suddenly the price fell down and I lost $1,000. When I saw the price was coming up again, I purchased here in this stop and I thought I had my Bitcoin, but I realized I was opening a contract for different CFD in a total trading platform. I didn't understand what was going on, but I never closed my positions and I continually buying more when it was up here. When it reached to the top, I was really happy because I had my profits in paper, but I never closed my long positions and then I saw how the price went down really fast. This is when I realized that I could short, but I didn't know how to do it because I only wanted to buy Bitcoin, not sell Bitcoin. And it was then that I started to study wave analysis in another academy, but they didn't talk about Elliott or wave principle. They only called it structure analysis, and they said that the movement moved in impulses and corrective wave that goes lateral. But there's so much more about it that I found later. It was only about in the May 22 of 2018 that I learned about the wave principle, and it happened because I purchased the wrong book. I asked my first teacher about which is the book that he used to learn about this, and I sent him a picture of a book that I found in Amazon, and he told me that that is not the book. Don't buy it. It's not worth it. But still, I did it. I bought it and I read it, and soon I realized there are so much things that he wasn't teaching, and I don't know if it's that part of his secrets or it wasn't he didn't consider it to be important. Anyways, I went ahead and learned that you can have multiple patterns happening with a predictable price coming later, and that's when you want to get in and then get out. So I realized that this was like a really important information, and I started teaching it in June 16 via Facebook and Telegram to a selected group because not everyone wanted to learn. A lot of people just want to follow other people, buy signals, buy robots, and they don't want to study. And it was later that I found that this was a triangle followed by an ending diagonal. When this happened, I knew this was the bottom of Bitcoin, of this whole correction after all this impulse. What happens next is the next bull run, and it has not returned here yet, and I don't think it will do any day in the future. Soon after discovering these books, I couldn't see the market in the same way anymore. I knew I found something valuable to other people. You see, I was tired of following people trying to catch the next trade. It seems like the internet is the house of many trading gurus who likes to market their skills and has many followers. And I also followed them, but it was like I was not learning anything at all. And I only wanted to learn more about the principle, but no one was talking about it. And since no one was teaching the original scripts, I decided to create a community where I have been teaching the Wave principle. Our Wave Academy is hosted in a Discord server, and we have been there active for over 2 years, sharing charts, sharing information, contents, videos, resources, libraries, links, PDF, and other kind of guides. Because I really want people to learn about this, and it's really fun to see how they get trades by themselves. It's pretty awesome to see how they don't depend on anyone else and they find better entrances because they started to study. So the wave principle is something that works, and it doesn't matter what kind of strategy or technical analysis you already do. You can add this to your arsenal and you get better probabilities of a successful trade. But let me be straight with you. This is not for everybody. Only a few people can actually learn this principle. It requires a lot of practice, consistency, and resiliency. And let me explain how is that there are two types of people seeking trading. On the one side, we have the practitioner. He is the guy that studies hard how the price movements actually work. He spends a lot of hours in the charts trying to practice and figure things out. On the other side, we have the copy trader who only follows and doesn't understand what is going on. And when the trade goes wrong, he gets mad, he gets scared, and starts saying something negative. But the practitioner goes back and study what happened, and he knows the next time what could have happened different. And this is the kind of people that I want to join our community, that are not only practice but also tries to share what have he's learned in his own path. This is the real practitioner, and I welcome you if you are this kind of people. And I've seen results in other people. They start seeing the same patterns by themselves, and that's our goal at the Wave Academy, for you to become your own indicator, your own confirmation. You wouldn't like to depend on signal services, expensive bots, or empty content courses, and certainly not following other people's analysis blindfolded. Soon after you start practicing the wave principle, you start looking at the market with a different perspective. And once you have become a practitioner, you'll be ready to analyze any market at any time frame, without any fear of manipulation or the understanding of fundamental analysis. No complicated indicators, not jackpot trades, and definitely not following blindfolded anymore. And don't misunderstand me, there will be times you will be wrong, but you will know why and when you are wrong. You will study the past, the present, and forecast the future, because this is what wave analysis can do for you. Are you ready to learn the wave principle? Join your Wave Academy today. Hola, mi nombre es Eduardo Maldonado, me puedes decir Lito. Bienvenido a la Academia de Ondas. Me da mucho gusto que estés aquí porque eso significa que quieras aprender el principio de ondas. El principio de ondas, como ya te voy a enseñar, vienen de estos libros, especialmente de este, The Wave Principle. Este libro es de Ralph Nelson Elliott y yo accidentalmente lo compré en Amazon y lo leí todo. Después de leerlo no me pude quedar con un solo libro y me compré este que está acá, La Ley de la Naturaleza, El Secreto del Universo por Elliott. Y este libro habla sobre qué es el principio, explica mucho sobre el crecimiento, como ustedes pueden ver ahí el espiral. Y yo no me quedé ahí, sino que también me compré este otro libro, que lo pueden ver que es como una medición, y de hecho este libro es mucho más técnico. Los otros dos son más de la historia, de los fundamentos, de dónde se inició este principio de ondas. Y este de aquí es de Glenn Neely, que ya trata temas más avanzados, pero este no lo recomiendo para los que recién inician. Yo les recomiendo que ustedes inicien con estos dos. Léanse estos dos libros, cómprenselos en Amazon. Voy a dejar el link por aquí para que lo compren directamente de Amazon. Y veamos un poquito de qué se trata esto. Como ustedes pueden ver, estas son las figuras que se ven en las gráficas. Pero tenemos que primero comprender que tenemos impulsos y correcciones. La corrección siempre tiene un nivel de Fibonacci donde va a regresar el impulso. Entonces nosotros tenemos que entender que después de un impulso el precio regresa. Esto es lo que le llamamos 2, 1 y 2, pero el 2 es correctivo, es lento. El impulso es rápido y afilado. El ángulo es muy rápido. Las probabilidades de que se dé la vuelta son menores a que continúe su tendencia, que es la onda 3. Si nosotros utilizamos la herramienta de Fibonacci, sabemos a dónde regresa el precio y hasta dónde puede avanzar según los otros niveles de Fibonacci. Luego, la onda número 4 va a ser diferente a la onda 2. Eso quiere decir que si en la onda 2 tuvimos una plana, aquí vamos a tener un triángulo o zigzag. Si aquí tuvimos un zigzag, aquí va a suceder una plana o un triángulo. El triángulo solo aparece en la onda 4. Como la onda 3 es más larga, tiende a ser teniendo 5 ondas adentro y al final vamos a ver otra diagonal final. Y luego pues cuando ya llegamos a la quinta onda vamos a encontrar otra ending diagonal que muy probable, si nosotros vemos que el precio sube, y nuestro indicador baja, eso se le llama divergencia y esto se va a dar la vuelta con un mínimo de 3 movimientos, como lo pueden ver acá. Este de aquí es la gráfica de un ending diagonal. Sucede al final de una tendencia y se mueve 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y después viene A, B y C. Y nótense que B tiene una corrección por dentro. Entonces, yo sé que esto es complicado al principio, pero cuando ya van viendo las gráficas y van viendo todas estas figuras como la flat, la zigzag o el triángulo, sabemos que el siguiente movimiento tiene más probabilidades de ir hacia ese lado. No estamos hablando del 100% porque es fácil equivocarse en el tiempo presente. Muchas veces nos dejamos llevar por lo que queremos que suceda y vemos cosas que no hay. Entonces, esto tiene mucho que ver con psicología. Y esa es mi profesión, me gusta la psicología, me gusta el misticismo y siempre he sido una persona amante de lo misterioso, como el 61,8. Después en esta academia les voy a compartir otros videos en que habla todo acerca de Fibonacci. Fibonacci es el principio de ondas. El principio, la palabra, es muy diferente a teoría. Teoría es algo que una hipótesis, algo que puede ser. El principio es la descripción del comportamiento de algo desde sus inicios. Principio, inicio. Entonces las ondas solamente son oscilaciones donde los precios suben y bajan. Y un determinado tiempo cierra la vela, pero dentro de la vela vemos movimientos. Entonces no importa si te vas a gráficas de 1 minuto, 5 minutos o 1 hora, un día, porque dentro de eso hay otros movimientos que no se ven de lejos, pero sí de cerca. Y de cerca se van haciendo como cadenas, que son las secuencias, y van haciendo diferentes figuras, como encontrarse un triángulo dentro de un zigzag, o tener las WXY, que son dos correcciones unidas por un impulso. Todos estos contenidos que ustedes ven aquí, los vamos a ir revisando poco a poco. Todos estos contenidos ya los tengo en la línea. Esta academia va a ser subida al internet para acceso de todas las personas que quieran aprender sobre el principio de ondas. Y esta es una pequeña introducción de lo que vas a ir a aprender. Lo que te acabo de explicar acá, lo que te acabo de explicar es justo aquí, es lo que vas a aprender paso por paso, de la manera más sencilla, más simplificada, para que cualquier persona lo pueda hacer. Esto no es imaginación mía, esto tampoco es mi opinión. Esto es lo que hay dentro de estos dos libros. Estos dos libros explican esto. ¿Por qué sube y baja? ¿Por qué 5 veces? ¿Por qué 3 veces? ¿Por qué 5-3, 5-3? Este libro habla sobre nuestros cuerpos. Dice, mira tu cuerpo. ¿Cuántas extremidades tienes? 5. Cabeza, brazos, piernas. ¿Cuántas secciones tiene nuestro brazo? Nuestro brazo tiene su hombro, su codo y su muñeca. Son 3. Nuestras manos tienen 5 extensiones. 1, 2, 3, 4 y 5. Y cada dedo, ¿cuántas secciones tiene? Tenemos 1, 2 y 3. 5, 3, 5, 3. Y es la serie de Fibonacci en la que este libro nos está hablando. Así que bienvenido a la Academia de Ondas. Sí, es un tema muy fascinante, sobre todo porque es como medio hipnótico. Es muy profundo. Por favor, tienes que poner en práctica, tienes que leer los libros y obviamente ver los siguientes videos. Cualquier comentario que tengas, por favor déjalo abajo. Si te gustó este contenido y quieres que alguien más lo aprenda porque piensas que se puede beneficiar, invítalo a esta academia para que aprenda junto contigo. Abajo hay un link para que visites la página web. Saludos y bienvenidos a la academia.